In the 1980s, a manager and a coach led a premier college baseball program in Arizona. They both knew the game, they both loved the game, and they approached the game completely different. The manager was old school, to say the least. He was strict and inflexible, great at pointing out what players did wrong and terrible at telling them what they did right. The coach, meanwhile, was more progressive. Some would call him a player's coach. He knew how to motivate, how to inspire, and what players needed to thrive. When a new kid came through on a recruiting trip, the coach wouldn't just sell him on the baseball program. He would spend most of his time talking to the parents, listening to them and what they cared about, and answering their questions. Sure, he would sell the family on why the player should choose his program, but he wanted to learn about the kid more than he wanted to convince them to join. I know, because I sat in that office as a cocky 18-year-old prospect, and I'll never forget what Coach Kazanis, Coach Cack, told my parents. He said, "I can't promise you Tim's going to make it to professional baseball. What I can tell you is that he's going to come here as a boy and he'll leave here as a man." I'm not sure I'd say I was a man at 20-something, but he did influence the rest of my life. Not only was I better at the game when I left Coach Cack's program in Arizona, but I was better equipped than I would have been otherwise. Not because I was managed well or even because we won, but because of the way Coach Cack led our team. Your team speaks for you. I love Coach Cack, but to be honest, I didn't want to play in Arizona because of anything he said or did in the meeting with my parents. He didn't have to sell us anything at all. His best recruiters were his players. The team's chemistry was undeniable, and it was easy to be there. They weren't just biding their time until they hit the next level, like I saw in many other programs. There was something about the culture I wanted to be part of, and it paid off. Even the most monotonous practices could be fun and feel like a game. He set up friendly competitions with winners and losers, and whoever won would get to leave early while the losers dragged the infield to get the field ready for the next day. He recognized us publicly for doing well and talked with us privately when we needed to improve. It wasn't all unicorns and lollipops, but if emotions are like a bank account, Coach Cack was always making deposits. He built us up with encouragement, fun, and trust, so when he needed to make a withdrawal with some straight talk or strict correction to keep us in line or to get more out of us, we were ready to respond. There wasn't anything wrong with the manager as a person, but his old-school mindset and ultra-strict policies did nothing but keep our emotional bank accounts in the red. He focused on our failures without recognizing our successes. He managed us out of fear with little to no fun. He called out players in front of their teammates and only seemed to motivate the players who appeared to be his favorites. When he called on us to do better, we had little left to give him. While our coach was always depositing into our emotional bank accounts, the manager was always overdrawn. After a successful season, the manager was given a job in professional baseball, with the assumption that he could recreate our program's success with pro players. Needless to say, his career in baseball ended shortly after. While he was capable of managing the details, the coach was the one who led us as a team. The culture of motivation, fun, and competition that Coach Cack created turned into a culture of winning. It drew out the best of us. We would run through a brick wall for our coach, while the manager felt like a brick wall himself. More than 30 years later, I'm still in touch with Coach Cack, and he's still making a difference, both in the game of baseball and helping kids achieve their dreams.